This is how I feel today. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new world. It's a brand new life. I just finished a meditation with Dr. Wayne Dyer. The actually the but I added my Om, the sound of the creation, to it for 20 minutes. Sublime. The very young dog, my mother's dog that I mentioned from time to time, she calmed right down because it's drizzling, it's damp. I didn't do my meditation. Hello, good morning, Adrienne. I love you. So I decided to do my meditation instead and do the sound of creation. Now, my sound of creation is actually so I intersperse that with Wayne Dyer's and that, I tell you, this dog just literally, how are you, beautiful girl? It's a brand new day. It's a brand new month. It's a brand new life. We need to see this every single day. Every day is new. Every day is new. Every day. When things go awry, it's because we are not seeing the newness in the day. Every day is full of possibilities. We make mistakes every single day. And you know what's fantastic? We get the opportunity to do it better the next day, to fix it, to make it right, to take a new path. This is what it's all about, you know. And this screen, or whatever it is they call it, this veil, well, it's not an avatar exactly. It's just right for me today, you know, because that meditation put me in, that sound meditation, in absolutely the right space. It's gorgeous. This is what I want for each and every one of you women out there. Yes, we have the men. Yes, we need the men because they always must be balanced. The yin and yang, the black and white, etc., etc., the sweet and the sour and all of that stuff. But I am focusing on women in particular because we women have been weakened for too long through all of these millennia. Our power was taken away. It was subverted. It goes way, way back, like for instance, Medusa. How many of you know that Medusa was actually channel or the goddess of wisdom? How many of you knew that? But when the Romans came along, they decided that she had far too much power over the people. And over time, and their thinking of course, and over time, she was turned into a goddess who changed people, turned people to stone. She was turned into a goddess of hate and fear. And what do you do when you hate and fear something? You kill it. That's just one. And that myth created by the Romans persists to this day. I believed it because I love stories. And I grew up reading all of the Greek mythologies and stories. That's how I lived. I read everything. I was a voracious reader from very young. And I believe that. I even love the movies. Now, it doesn't change anything from my loving these movies. But it hurts inside when I see that women still believe that they have no power. Women do not believe that they have any power. Women still believe, taught, unfortunately and very sadly, by their own mothers. And let me don't say there, I was also a victim of that, by my own mother, who believed that she was powerless. We all, the majority of us, were all brought up like this. And this is why I focus on women. For instance, on LinkedIn yesterday, there were 2 instances of, I call it disrespect. One was by a young punk who is a self-made man, because someone, a Trinidadian, made a comment that men need to pull it back because a lot of them, unseen, are propositioning and intimidating a lot of women, and most of his clients are women. One young punk, that's what I call him, came on to say that he is getting it, and if women can't stand it, they should stay out of the fire and all this bullshit. And then another ignoramus came on to say, well, why are you only referring to women? Because I'm a man and I get propositioned as well. Both of them need to grow up. Both of them are not seeing the full picture, that the divine feminine must be not only respected, because men do have the divine feminine in them as well, and this has nothing to do with femininity or lesbianism or homosexuality, etc. It's exactly like the yin and yang. It's just a melding, a bringing together of the two. So, all of that to say, this is my reason for supporting women all the way. The abuse, even when it's not physical, it's just totally unacceptable. The disrespect, the slights, the verbal minimization, that's abuse as well, and it's disrespect as well. I won't tolerate that. I grew up with it a lot. Of course, I always smashed it to smithereens because I always felt offended and hurt. And this is the thing, you see. A lot of women cannot express the hurt that they feel when they are disrespected. This is a hurt that goes deep, deep to the core of who we are. When we are simply being and expressing who we are. In this country of Trinidad and Tobago, okay, I haven't been to Tobago, the jewel, in quite a while. However, what I have observed here in Trinidad is the women who believe that their bodies are who they are. There are beautiful women in this country. And I would say that every single woman in this country is gorgeous. Whether she is shaped like an 11, a twig, a square, a round apple. Whether she's shaped like a banana. Whether she's pink, blue, black, green, or yellow. She's fucking gorgeous. But women do not see themselves like that because they have bought into the cultural malls where if you have a big ass, you're beautiful. That's it. You have to walk and shake your ass. You have to show off your breasts so that you know that you are beautiful. What bullshit! And they have bought into this. Sadly, the young girls have bought into this, so they wear their minis, their skirts, right under their buttocks. So basically you can see the crack in their asses. How sad is that? They have been objectified. They are things for men and boys to play with. And they are growing up being taught on a subliminal basis, which becomes verbal and psychological. Psychological first, in school, that you have to give it up. That's love. That is what girls do. That's what women do. And that, again, is why I will always support women, because we have been fed a crock of shit. That's what it is. You all know me. I talk straight, and this is the problem. I don't even need a man to speak to me to feel the disrespect that he is emanating. And I shut that down just as well non-verbally. Women and girls in this country have been taught to not respect themselves, which means they have been taught not to love themselves exactly as they are. They keep carrying the burden of these motherfucking men, as far as I am concerned, who are losers. They have nothing to contribute to a woman's life. But women feel obliged when they are in a partnership, whether it's a formal marriage or whatever it is, to keep the men. Why? I do not understand that. I do not care how many children you have with a man. Get up, get out, find a job, take care of your children, and get rid of the dick. You know why? Because there are hundreds, thousands, millions of them walking around, and you have a choice. This is how women have been brainwashed into believing that marriage is sacred. Marriage can only be sacred when the two parties have this belief. When that is not the case, there is no sacredness anywhere. When a woman is carrying the load in a partnership, that is not sacred. It is not a partnership. These are the false beliefs that women are being taught, not just in this little island state of Trinidad and Tobago, but across the planet. And I saw this from very young, you know. And I have always been against this, violently opposed to this, verbally abusive and aggressive against this from ever since I know myself. And I have spoken out about it. So even my few male friends couldn't stand it because they were part of the problem. Why? Because they grew up in one particular case. The last male friend that I had, because we all started our first jobs together, he grew up with his grandmother, believing that a woman's place is in a certain place, etc., etc. Thank goodness his girlfriend left him. She became his wife, but then she had the courage to leave him, and she left him with his child. I have no problem with that. He had a house, He had a job, he had a car, he was working. Let him take care of his child. If this is the sacrifice that women have to make by walking out of the marriage, partnership, whatever it is, for their own well-being, do it. If you are in a physically abusive relationship, walk away. Go to the first police station or wherever. I don't care if you have children. Your children are suffering just as much as you are because you are tolerating the abuse. What do you think is going to happen to them? Go get help. Walk away. Leave everything behind. Walk away. Run away. Women are the most intelligent beings on this planet, but they have been brainwashed into thinking that that is not the case. Men have physical strength. Women do not need physical strength. We have our emotional strength. We are powerful intuitives. You want to get out of an abusive relationship and you don't know how to? Sit and think about it. Plan it. Do not pack anything. And when it is time, and you will know when it is time, get up and leave. And I'm going to end on this note. You see the men who beat women, the stupid, that is not even stupidity, you know, rank stupidity. They actually go and lie down and sleep in the same bed with this woman that they beat every day, that they abuse every day. And the woman believes that she is helpless. When in fact that is when you have the power. Women must learn to make men terrified of them. Because you cannot hit me. You cannot even brush against me because you're angry. And then you want to lie down in the same bed as I? Are you kidding me? Let me tell you a story that I heard in my early 20s. This couple, they were boyfriend and girlfriend for a while. They got married, they were so in love. Both of them did their studies. Both of them are lawyers. And then one day, Mr. Man came home angry for some reason. And he slapped her on her arm. She waited until he was asleep. She got a thimble. She put cold water in the thimble. And when he was asleep, she poured that cold water in his ear. Of course, it was a shock and he flew up. And then she told him, you know, that could have been hot oil. Now, I do not know if they are still married today, but he got the message. And this is what women have to do. They have to put the fear of God in men who believe that it is their right to abuse them. And what that means, what I mean by that is, they have to let them know that they are not helpless, they are not stupid, and they will not tolerate abuse in any form. When you are in an abusive relationship, ladies, you need to ask yourself, what in you, I'm not blaming you, you know, and do not blame yourself. You need to ask yourself, what in you attracted this? What about you, what emotion, what relationship How did you grow up? What happened to cause you to be attracted to this person? You will find the answer. When you find the answer, that is when the change, actually the change began when you began asking yourself that question. What about that person attracted you? And why did you find it attractive? Why did you find the quality in this man or woman attractive? And that is where the change begins. By asking questions. Always question. The beliefs that run your life are a crock of shit. Question your beliefs, because the things that you believe, most of them you grew up hearing from your parents, grandparents, the orphanage, or whoever brought you up. They were embedded within you by the time you were 7 years old. The majority of it is not yours. Consequently, start questioning your values. Start questioning your beliefs. Start asking yourself, do I really believe that? Is that true? Why do I believe that? This amazing woman whose name I unfortunately don't remember right now, she wrote the book. And that is what I just quoted there. Do I really believe that? Is that true? Why is that true? These are the things that you must begin to ask yourself. Always question. And as I learned from my teacher, as I am learning from my teacher, Peter Sage, you see, when you are absolutely sure about something, that is when you need to question it. That is when you need to question it, because you are too sure and you are living a fallacy. Where did that surety come from? It's not yours. It's not yours at all. Question, question, question. Do not accept disrespect in any form. If a comment is made by anyone that makes you feel uncomfortable, it is disrespectful. End of story. I live in a house with very disrespectful people. I live in a house with a man who has no respect for women. He expects to be catered to. Where did he get that idea? He grew up with that. He is typical of the culture in this country. So what is that telling me? This is basically everything that is laying itself out for me, is showing me up close and personal how I grew up, what I grew up with. I don't have to take it, but I don't have to take it in either. And that is the beauty, and that is the difference. You step back and you observe, because there is always something to learn. I truly hope that we can all get to this observation stage where we do not have to take in anything from anyone, because it is not our business. Everyone has a purpose on this planet. Everyone has to live their life in accordance with whatever is running them. Neither you nor I have to take anything from anyone that does not uplift us. When you don't vibe with something, you leave it alone. You step back, you observe, You ask yourself questions. And then you give it to the universe, infinite intelligence, God, your angels, whatever you want to call it, and let them handle it. Do not take on anybody's stuff. Just work on your own. Now, this is not at all how I planned or what I planned to say, but I felt this energy and it needed to be expressed in these words. Now, this energy has been transmitted, and on that note, my beautiful souls, I'm going to say ciao. Soul Dancer, the White Dragon, signing out.